Namo Arihantanam Namo Siddhanam Namo Airyanam Namo Vajjayanam Namo Lui Savasahunam. Today is the day of Uttam Satya, which means the topmost truth. There are many vows related to truth. And even before taking a vow, a samyak drishti, a living being with right faith, never lies about scriptures. The holy scriptures that have come from the Arhantas, the Gandharas and the Purvacharyas. He never lies on the context of the dogmas of Jainism, the matters of scriptures. He speaks the truth about it every time. Madhusudana balinaya Sachandam jampade jinuddittham Joso hoi kuditti na hoi jinamaggalagravo. A person who, through the power of his intellect, elaborates the sutras of scriptures in his own way, independently, freely, cannot be a samyak drishti. Because he is not following the original principles of Jainism. He is misinterpreting the sutras and lecturing on them in his own selfish ways. Number one, this truth comes when a living being becomes samyak drishti. He cannot lie about arhantas, his words, his speech, his voice, divine voice. He cannot lie about the gurus, the Nirgrantha monks. Now when somebody wants to move forward, he vows that I will not speak bigger lies. I will not speak such truths that bring problems to somebody. I will not encourage others to speak lies, big lies. I won't encourage anybody to tell such a truth that brings trouble. This is called Satyanuvrat. And this is followed for the lifetime. When he moves further forward, he comes to that stage where monkhood is acquired. And when he becomes a monk, he stops speaking smaller lies too. When he was a householder, he used to speak some lies which were required in his daily routine, but now he stops speaking smaller lies too. He abstains altogether from lies. And lies, what is the definition of lie? There are 4 categories in the scriptures. Number 1, not telling what is there, or telling what is not there, or changing something in the speech while speaking. And number 4 is speaking harshly, speaking foul words, speaking some things that can hurt somebody. Actually, abstaining from lies is for the sole purpose of following ahimsa, non-violence. Our speech must not create violence. That is the sole purpose for a vrati, for an aspirant of truth. The words that create violence, the words that create pain are denied in this vow, the Satya Mahavrata. So he has to sacrifice all such speech. And then comes the Bhasha Samiti. Bhasha Samiti means speaking with believers and even disbelievers, speaking with gentlemen and speaking with crooks too, speaking with gentle people and speaking with villains. There are some rules to be observed while speaking with everyone. You have to speak precisely. You have to speak for their highest good. You have to speak sweetly. You have to speak with some aim, some good intention. This is called Bhasha Samiti. And what we are celebrating today is Uttam Satya Dharma. Uttam Satya is different from all of them. Satya Anuvrat, Satya Mahavrat, Bhasha Samiti, and the words spoken about scriptures by Samyak Drishti. These four are different forms of speech, but Uttam Satya Dharma is a totally different thing. One more vow is followed by monks, which is called Vachan Gupti. Vachan Gupti means he will not speak with anybody. He will observe complete silence. And while observing silence, he won't even communicate with others by other means. With signs, actions, or in writing, he won't communicate with anybody. The desire to be in communication with others in some or the other way breaks your silence. So what is maun? What is observing complete silence? All communications stopped. And that is called Vachan Gupti. And in Vachan Gupti, of course, we can chant the mantras if it is the Vachanik Jap. We can recite the stotras because there is no communication, there is no vartalap. That is, we are not speaking to somebody or nobody is answering us. We are just reciting those stotras. That is also Vachan Gupti. So now we have 5 things and this is the 6th one. Number 1, Samyak Drishti. Number 2, Anuvrat. Number 3, Mahavrat. Number 4, Bhasha Samiti. Number 5, Vachan Gupti. And this is called Satya Dharma. Satya Dharma means, what is the meaning of Dharma? People translate it in English as religion. That is not wrong, but the word religion is quite a contradictory word. People say that when somebody is religious, he becomes partial, he creates walls between humanity, he is very restricted, he likes his group and he hates other groups. This is not the exact religion which is mentioned in the scriptures. Religion means Ratnatraya, Samyak Darshan, Samyak Jnana, Samyak Charitra. Sadrishti Jnana Vrittani, Dharmam Dharmeshwara Viduhu. Acharya Samantbhadra says in Ratnakanda Shravakachar that Sadrishti, right faith, Sajnana, right knowledge, and Sadvrit, right conduct. The combination of all these three attributes is called religion. Religion is never hatred. Religion cannot be violent. Religion is religion. It is very rare and very wonderful. So Satya Dharma means a monk who has acquired these three attributes: right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. When he speaks with his devotees, when he speaks with his mates, the mates is not a proper word, but when he speaks with his own fellow beings, other monks, nuns, etc., there are some instances when he has to teach something, and while teaching something, he has to discipline some students. And while disciplining his devotees and students, he can speak lengthily. He can speak sometimes words that are not very pleasant to listen. Some hard words that are required for discipline. He may scold someone for some specific reason. That is called Satya Dharma. For cleansing and purifying religious beings who need that dose, the speech spoken during that instant is called Satya Dharma. For example, a guru wants to teach his disciple something that is very much required in his life, but he is just careless about it. So Guru will call him separately and then make him understand that. A few days before we heard that one Guru called his disciple monks one by one and just gave them such lectures that they were in tears. They realized their fault and they confessed their blemishes, their mistakes before the Guru and accepted their own faults and asked for prayashchit, some purification methods that Guru would suggest. This is called Satya Dharma. Guru has to become, for some moments, hard. In Atmanushasan Granth it is written that a Guru's scolding is nectar for a real disciple. And for example, the scorching rays of the summer sun are never pleasant for general people. But for the lotus flower, those rays are exhilarating. The flowers that have shut down when the sun set down yesterday, just bloom and blossom when the sun rays fall upon them. And full day, the scorching sun rays fall on the flowers, but the flower stays blossomed. Likewise, when a guru scolds some shishya, some disciple, many disciples don't like that scolding, but a true disciple always thinks that my guru, my spiritual teacher, my mentor has today provided me with nectar, Amrit, for my upliftment. He had to scold me. I am so fortunate. Views are different. That is why vision is different. When there are days and months without scoldings, a true disciple thinks, what has happened to my guru? Why doesn't he scold me? Have I committed such a big mistake that he is not scolding me? Or maybe I am not committing mistakes? He is just puzzled. It may be true that he is not committing mistakes which he used to commit before. But this is a very great thing, very good thing, that when a guru scolds a disciple, when a guru disciplines him, that is called Uttam Satya Dharma. Satsu sadhushu tad bhakteshu va yad vachanam alpam bahuva tat satyam. The meanings we have listened in English. वसु झूठ सेति नरक पहुंचा सुरग में नारद गया. That is general truth which is mentioned in the puja, in the worship, the verse written by Pandit Dhyansagarji ji, Dashlakshan Puja. Kavivar Pandit Dhyansagarji ji has written this nice puja. बस झूठ सेति नरक पहुंचा सुरग में नारद गया. Very old story. There was a king of Vatsakavati, a kingdom, and he always used to speak the truth. But once there was an incident when his class fellow had done something wrong, and the mother of class fellow said that his father was your teacher, so please support him. And Vasu supported him, and on account of that, everything went wrong. And Vasu, who used to sit on a throne which had the base of Akash Spatik. Akash Spatik cannot be seen through our eyes, it cannot only be touched. People used to think that because of truth, his singhasan, his throne is in the air. But when he spoke the lies and he supported Parvat, his class fellow, due to the pressure of his mother, the throne sank in the ground and Vasu reached hell. Surag mein Narad gaya, and Narad, his class fellow, supported the truth, and he said that violence can never be a religion. Non-violence is the main religion. And Narad ultimately becomes a monk, and then he goes to Sarvarth Siddhi, the last abode of deities. We call them heavenly beings, but they are above the heaven too. Sarvarth Siddhi is the last abode. In the beginning, it is very difficult to speak the truth everywhere. Sometimes people have to lie. But those lies which protect our religion, those lies which protect our character, those lies which protect us from vices, are not restricted. For example, somebody says that you take tea with us, and you say that today is my fast and I don't take even water in such conditions. So you can escape that. But ultimately, you have to be frank, and maybe in the beginning there might be some struggle, but later on everyone will accept that you don't take non-veg because you are a Jain. You don't take drinks because you are a Jain. You don't take food during night after sunset because you are a Jain. You don't take many kinds of foods because you are a Jain. They will start respecting. In the beginning you will be called orthodox, but later on they will think and they will accept you. And they will also accept that your rules are beneficial for your health too. For non-violence, these rules are splendid, but for health also, they are great. For example, at night, the atmosphere is saturated with carbon dioxide, because the plants expel carbon dioxide. But during daytime, the plants, the leaves, there is a process called photosynthesis, where oxygen is produced and the atmosphere is full of oxygen. When you take meals during oxygenated atmosphere, your body will get proper oxygen to digest those meals. And when foods are taken during night, the atmosphere is full of carbon dioxide. There is oxygen, of course there is oxygen, because we are breathing. The whole night we breathe oxygen and we expel carbon dioxide. But the carbon dioxide ratio becomes different. So this is a scientific view also. The view of non-violence is different. That during night there are many insects which come out and the atmosphere is just full of them. During daytime you see ultraviolet rays are coming from the sun and there are very few insects which can be seen in the daytime. At night there are too many insects. And when they fall into your plate, During night, our eyes also function differently. At daytime, our rods and cone cells both are active, and during night, the cone cells are inactive, rod cells are active. Rod cells can only differentiate between black and white. The cone cells are color cells that provide color vision. So, during night, you cannot properly see the colors of things, objects. So, scientifically, also, this is a very nice process. So, Uttam Satya Dharma means disciplining somebody, and for disciplining, you have to know how to discipline. And the monks also discipline their disciples and their devotees for their highest good. This is called Uttam Satya Dharma. Om Hreem Uttam Satya Dharmangaya Namaha. Om Hreem Uttam Satya Dharmangaya Namaha. Om Hreem Uttam Satya Dharmangaya Namaha. Jainam Jayatu Shasana.